What's up, everybody? Paul Riley here with Therapy Range. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. I normally don't do reaction-based videos, just simply because I think they're boring. You know, it's fun to watch other people do them, but what can I say to you that somebody out there isn't already saying that's more articulate than me, that can use their words better than I do? So, I'm not going to be a whole gabby, long-winded BS. Here's the clip. You tell me what you think. We'll discuss it some more here in just a second.
State trooper is ready to shoot. Shotgun.
Oh, another guy from the police, he went in the back.
2 shotguns.
Oh, shit.
Right?
3, oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, so you saw 37-year-old Landon Estep. Landon Estep, the context of this video is, this is a brand new shooting. It happened just today. But the context as of right now from the media, from the Nashville media, is that Landon Estep, 37-year-old Landon Estep, was sitting on a guardrail on Interstate 65, and a state highway patrolman stopped to see what was going on. Dude presented a box cutter. Things escalated, continued to escalate. More highway patrolmen, Metro Nashville PD arrived. There was an off-duty Joliet, Illinois officer that stopped in to assist, and things continued to escalate, and that's where the video kicked in. The reason that I'm making this video is not because I want to come off as anti-police. That is not my intention. That is not how I feel about things. I am not anti-police. I am very much aware that we need law enforcement in our society. But I am also equally aware that law enforcement has to be held accountable for their actions. Right, wrong, or indifferent. When they do good, they should be praised. And when they do something wrong, they need to be held to the same level as everybody else when we drop the ball and do something wrong. Now, according to U.S. Code, the use of deadly force means that force which is reasonable, which a reasonable person would consider likely to cause death or serious bodily harm. Its use may be justified only under conditions of extreme necessity, when all lesser means have failed or cannot reasonably be employed. So before we go completely off the reservation, I do want to see more of this interaction. I look forward to seeing the body cam footage released from this incident. But what we're really getting at here is that there was more than a dozen law enforcement officers surrounding Mr. Estep. Now, this interaction had it went on for a good 30 to 45 minutes before shots were fired. And I will give law enforcement the benefit of the doubt that he was armed with a box cutter. Where's the less lethal force? Why wasn't this de-escalated, way earlier with pepper spray, with taser, with rubber bullets, with any of the plethora of non-death instruments that are available to law enforcement? Their bat belts have all kinds of doodads and gadgets on it to be able to de-escalate situations without having to go to deadly force, without having to execute a man. I mean, I want to know, in what world, in what country could you watch that video and it not look like anything other than an execution? 9 police officers. This is what the police department, the detectives have released already. The 9 police officers. You can Google it and find out yourself. I dare you. 9 police officers fired more than a dozen rounds. If you watch the clip closely, you'll hear 2 shotgun blasts go off after the subject's already down, after Mr. Estep's already on the ground, after he's already been blasted by 8 other police officers more than a dozen times. This last officer had to get him a couple shots in too, right there at the end. Pop, pop. Where is the reasonable effort to de-escalate this prior to going to gunshots? I understand there's some gray there, and the body camera footage is all going to come out. This is going to be, hopefully, a hot topic enough to where the public will actually get to see the body cam footage so we get better context of what we're looking at in this video. You know, I understand there's a lot of gray, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of missing context. The context I provided to you today in this video came from one of the news media outlets in Nashville. When I Googled I-65 police shooting, there were multiple, 3 different news outlets came up, and they all 3 had relatively the same story, and that's what I told you about him standing there, sitting on the guardrail when police approached. He presented a box cutter. The officer tried to de-escalate it. Another officer came up. They continued to try to de-escalate the situation with words, but at no point, at least that with what we have available right now, and this could change, but what we have available right now, it doesn't look like anybody deployed any pepper spray. It doesn't look like anybody deployed any kind of taser, and it doesn't look like anybody deployed any kind of rubber rounds. Why did this man have to be shot to death? Why couldn't this have been de-escalated in a more humane way? Why is it that this isn't going to be on the front page of every news outlet across the internet? Why isn't the internet going to blow up with this story? Couldn't have anything to do with the amount of melatonin in the brother's skin, could it? Couldn't have anything to do with that, could it? Is it because white people are willing to take it a little bit more? Is it because we haven't seen enough of our people being shot and killed for no good reason? Like I said, I'm going to reserve the right to go on an all-out witch hunt on this until after the body cam footage comes out. But I tell you what, sitting here looking at it, it's going to be hard to prove to me that this was anything more than an execution, because why did nobody just drop him with a taser? Why didn't 3 or 4 of them officers just go less lethal and light his ass up? They had more than enough guys there to where they could have went less lethal, and if Landon would have been aggressive towards them, if the less lethal failed to work, they still had plenty of officers on deck with lethal. If these officers don't have less lethal options available to them, why is that? Why would that be? Why would they not have tasers? Why would they not have pepper spray? Why would they not have shotguns with rubber bullets? Why would they not have crowd control? They had more than a half an hour to mobilize people to get there. There was more than enough officers on scene. You mean not a single person there had less lethal options available to them? I'm going to play the video one more time so you guys get a good watch on this, and you decide for yourself. Like I said, this ain't about hating on the police. It's nothing more than being held accountable. I have to be held accountable for my actions. If I take my weapon out of the holster and use it in self-defense, I better bet my sweet ass that I'm making the right choice, that I have made the right decision, that I have done the right thing. That's all I expect from law enforcement, is if your weapon comes out of your duty holster, you better be damn sure it's a righteous kill. This, man, it's not about hating on cops, but this looks terrible. It looks absolutely horrible. There's no reason that 9 police officers opened fire on this man. There's no reason why he was shot twice after he was down. You can hear the difference in the gunshots as they go off. The last 2 shots Watch the video again. Listen to it closely. You can hear the last 2 shots are clearly a 12 gauge. Those are not pistol rounds. I don't know, America. You know, I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that this was not what it looks like it is. But Occam's razor is usually right. If it looks like it looks like what it is, that's generally what it is. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Live your life to the fullest, because anything less is an injustice to yourself and every single person around you. Live your life to the fullest. You never know when it's going to be your last moment. Be sure to hit up and hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you take your asses over to patriotshit.com. That's how I'm able to finance and fund all the fun stuff I do on Therapy Range. And I promise I'll try my best not to bore you with a bunch of yakking videos all the time like some YouTubers do. Stay free, America. We'll talk again really soon.
The state trooper is ready to shoot. Shotgun.
Oh, another guy from the police, he went in the back.
2 shotguns.
Oh shit.
Right?
3, my God.